This conference will now be recorded.
يا عالم مدد نعمت صاحبة. یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی تو رحم کر، یا مولا تو فضل کر، یا علی یا محمد، یا محمد، یا علی، 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 یا Ya Ali, Ya Muhammad, Ya Muhammad, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Muhammad, Ya Muhammad, Ya Ali, Ya Ali, Ya Muhammad, Ya Muhammad, Ya Ali. شكرا لله والحمد لله. شكرا لله والحمد لله. يا لمدد يا متعبة. يا لمدد friends.
Welcome to all friends on our session of Farman explanation of Kalame Imam Mubin. In last session, we started the second Farman of Mumbai, September 8th, 1885. And we will be starting from this paragraph. Please recite the salawat, Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. ઈમાન અમૂલ્ય વસ્તુ છે અને ધણીને પ્યારી છે. અમારા દાદા હઝરત મૌલા મુર્તઝા અલીને મોમન નુસેરી અલ્લાહ કહેતો હતો. તેને 70 વખત કતલ કરવામાં આવ્યો, પણ તેને અલી અલ્લાહ કહ્યા કર્યો. અને પછી હુકમ આવ્યો કે આ સાચો મોમન છે અને એની ઔલાદ પણ એવી સાચાઈવાળી થશે. આ મોમન અને એની ઔલાદને કિયામતમાં પૂછાણું નથી. આટલો દરજ્જો તેને તેના ઈમાનના અંગે મળ્યો હતો. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Today we will discuss this paragraph and then inshallah we will go further. This is such an important paragraph. In this Mullah says that Iman, our faith, our yaqeen is very, very important. And it is beloved to our Imam. We, having our faith in our heart, is beloved to our Imam. And then Mullah gives us an explanation of an event which happened during the time of Maula Ali. And Mullah says that there was a moment in the time of Maula Ali whose name was Nusayri. Nusayri in that time would call Maula Ali as Allah, meaning Ali Allah. And then Maula Ali martyrs him not once, not twice, but 70 times. Despite of that, he continues to call Maula Ali Allah. Now, very interestingly, the Farman says that after that, it was commanded that there will be no questioning on the day of judgment from him and his upcoming generation. Why? Because they are all honest. This status, this rank, Momin Nusayri and his upcoming generation, they got this because of Nusayri's faith, the firm faith which he had by saying Ali Allah. Not only himself was, got freed from any questioning, but his upcoming generation. When we read this, it doesn't make sense that Maula Ali is killing him with Zulfikar, that why are you calling me Ali Allah? But then, it sounds like punishment, but then he's rewarded. Logically, it does not make sense. So what is Imam trying? Imam is teaching us, not he's trying, he's teaching us that we need to understand. Whenever in our farmans or ginans or say Quran, when we don't understand things, when they appear illogical to us, that means that there are secrets which are hidden. There are secrets which are hidden and we are not understanding because we do not see logic in them. So what is the secret? Before we go further in explaining the deeper meaning of it, I wonder if everyone knows about the story of Momin Nusayri. This story has been explained by Akalish and his Farman too, and in Kokobeduri. It is a book which is in Urdu and Arabic, probably in Persian too, but not still in English. In that, there are all the traditions which are of Prophet Muhammad about Maula Ali, and then there are sayings of Maula Ali. So that big book with some sections has this story of Momin Nusayri. And the story goes like that there was a time when Maula Ali takes some companion to travel, and Nusayri is with them. They reach a destination, a place where there is no clear path and there's a river in front of them. And Maula Ali says that we need to find out where the water is shallow so we can travel through this path to get to the other side of the river. Now they all are wondering which path is shallow. They try some here and there and they find it is kind of deep. So what do we do? Then Maula Ali commands Momin Nusayri that go to that area, that side of the river, and call upon fish Marmara and ask that where is the shallow path so we can travel and get to that side of the river. So Momin Nusayri goes. When he reached to that side, he says, "O fish Marmara, I'm calling you. Please tell me, where do we pass through the shallow water? Where is the shallow water?" When he says Marmara, thousands and thousands fishes do come out of the river looking at him. And then these fishes tell him, "We all are Marmara. Which Marmara you want to talk to?" And he says, "Oh, I don't know." So he goes back to Maula Ali and says, "Maula, Marmara binte what?" Meaning, Marmara, child of who? So Maula says, "Marmara binte Karmara." I'm just making up the names because I don't remember, but they are like that. Marmara, Karkara, or like that. So Momin Nusayri goes and says, "Marmara binte Karkara." Now there are few thousand fishes there, lesser than the first time. And all of them, they said, "We all are Marmara binte Karkara." What is the grandfather's name? And he's like, oh, he goes back. Maula Ali gives him another name. So he goes, "Marmara binte Karkara binte Farfara." And again, there are 1,000 fishes. Now this keeps on going on and on and on and on until there's only one fish remaining. And he says, "Can you please tell me the path where there's a shallow water so we can cross the river?" And the fish replies to Nusayri, says, "Oh, silly man, do you not see what is happening here?" And he's like, "What do you mean?" And the fish says, "The gentleman who is telling you names of our generations, does he not know where the shallow water is?" And Momin Nusayri goes like that. He says, "Oh, why didn't I think of that?" And then the fish leaves. There's no answer where is the shallow water yet. He goes back to Maula and says, "Ali Allah." Maula takes out his Zulfikar and he martyrs him. And then the story goes on that Maula again brings him back to life. When he's alive, then Maula Ali says, "Tell me, what do you say now?" And Momin Nusayri says, "The one who kills and brings me to life definitely is Ali Allah. Oh my Ali Allah." Maula kills him again, then again resurrects him. That's how it continues to go on for literally 70 times. Now, the story is amazing to listen to and realize, and it gives us this, feeling of happiness and joy that our Maula is that Noor of Allah, who knows everything, And we feel so devoted and in love of Imam that, wow, Maula, you know it all. And we don't see you like that sometimes. And this is what we see in the story of Momin Nusayri. Now, think of this story very critically. Let's first talk about Momin Nusayri. We know our Imam. We know that he is Mazharul Ajaib, right? He is the master of everything, all the miracles. Momin Nusayri, who goes to the river, how come he speaks in the language that fish understand him? On his calling, all the fishes come up. If one of us, we all are smileys, if you were to go to river and call upon fishes, will fishes come? How come Nusayri was able to do that? Now, not only that he is able to call upon all the fishes, but fish is communicating to him and he is able to understand their language. Tell me, this moment was an ordinary moment? Not at all. Not at all. This moment was very elevated. Very elevated. Now the story appears that this moment was so naive, so innocent. Bore manesrevo, right? He just did whatever Imam told him. To some extent, it seems that he was not very intellectual. He was not very intellectual. He didn't think. He just did what was told to him. But on the other hand, when we look at the story critically, how is he able to understand the language of the fish? If a moment is not elevated, they will not be able to understand the language of the fish. So how is he doing that if he's not an intellectual? He's kind of naive, innocent, boreman. Again, logic does not make sense here, meaning we have not understood again what we are understanding or seeing in the story. The characteristic Nusayri is showing here in this story that whatever Mawla commands, he does it. Meaning he was a very staunch Mu'min, very obedient Mu'min. Very obedient, not stupid, very obedient Mu'min. He followed the command of Imam, but he understood what was happening. And then he got this conclusion that I am talking to the Nur of Allah, and he says, Ali Allah. Now, Mawla just once does not kill him. He keeps killing him for 70 times. That also doesn't make sense. Was it not enough to just kill him once? Why 70 times? And was it not enough to for Nusayri to learn the lesson that yes, Mawla is Ali Allah, but he does not want him to be called Ali Allah. And we just concluded that he was a very obedient Mu'min. Why did he not obey? When Mawla killed him with the sword, that it's not allowed to say Ali Allah, because as soon as he said Ali Allah, Mawla killed him. If he was an intellectual, he was smart Mu'min, obedient Mu'min, why did he not stop saying Ali Allah? All these questions tells us there is more to this story than what we are understanding. In reality, Imam is teaching us something very important. And this majiza of killing and bringing back to life actually is mentioned in Quran in very different ways. First, I would like to refer to a zikr, Isme Azam, which is Al-Hayy. Al-Hayy means the one who is alive and who brings back to life. In the story of Momin Nusayri, this is the miracle which we see, the miracle of Al-Hayy. Mawla continuously brought him back to life. So what is it that, why would Mawla kill him first and bring him to life? When we look at this story in the light of Tawil, in the light of essence, we realize that it was not physical killing which is being mentioned here. It is the killing of carnal soul, nafse ammara, which we also say we call lower mind, lower eye, or we also call man. Our peers in Gnans have called this man. Man ne maro to Guru kahe mane malo. In reality, in the case of Momin Nusayri, the killing was of his nafse ammara. Nafse ammara is our soul. Nafse ammara is our soul. It is a lower soul. Now in our being, we have first mineral souls, then we have vegetative soul, then we have animal soul. And after that is rational soul. That soul is the soul of humans. Carnal soul is due to the animal soul within us. It is the animal soul which makes us sin. It is the instincts which animals have. Bite or seek instant gratification, get angry. They do not have the intellect as humans have, having this rational soul. So they seek what they want and there is no patience. In fact, there is anger and there is instant gratification. When in a human being we see these characteristics, it is an indicative of animal soul overpowering this human who is an intelligent being. Every momine salik, the word salik is from walking on the path. We all understand mom, but momin has to be a salik as well. Momin is a general term. Everybody is momin. But those who are salikin, salik meaning who is walking on the path, as Sirat al-Mustaqim is a path to walk on. It is not a path. Path is to walk. You don't stand on the path. You walk on the path. So being a Mu'min Salik who is walking on the path is responsible, is accountable, is obedient to Imam. And it is Imam's teachings to us that you have two choices: to walk, remain on the path of being an animal, or to choose to become an angel. Our peers taught us too, manne maro, tu guru kahe mane malo. Now this man is also, Peer says, man tu maha balwant kahiye, meaning this man is so powerful that it is hard to conquer this carnal soul. And that is why we seek Imam's mercy. We call upon him with the name of Al-Hayy, the one who is alive, meaning Imam is Noor se bharpur. Imam is Noor. Imam is light. We being having this animal soul within us, whenever we are angry and we realize, do know it was due to the animal soul. Whenever we seek instant gratification, have no patience, it is due to the animal soul. When we are tested in our lives in any ways and we ask questions why, it is due to lack of knowledge and overpowering of animal soul. Animal soul survives in us when we do not have knowledge, because we are not able to distinguish what is who, how is animal soul overpowering us. It is only through the knowledge we are able to realize that. So, Momin Nusayri's martyr or killing and bringing him back to life was actually related to his carnal soul at the first level of understanding. At the first level, we would understand that killing is of the carnal soul. When the carnal soul has been killed or say transformed, because soul is within us. It's not that part of us is dead, but in reality, those who are mu'mineen, they are very patient, they are very calm, they are very mindful. That means that they have tried and attempted to overpower all the instincts which are within them, meaning killing of carnal soul, or in other words, transforming that energy into higher energy, meaning letting rational soul making decisions. You know, in Pir Pindyade Jawamardi, Imam Mustan Sibilla talks about characteristics of Momin. I wonder how many of you have studied that. There are list of characteristics Imam talks about, and one of our friends had helped us translate those characteristics, and we have that in English. If you want that, you can ask Naveen Sahib. Otherwise, Pir Pindyate Jawamardi is available online in Urdu, Gujarati, Persian. I don't think it is in English as yet as well. So one of the important qualification a Momin has is that they overpower or they transform their carnal soul. When they do that, meaning the rational soul is ruling. Now it is very easy for a rational soul to go in the direction of becoming an angel, which Imam wants us to. So Momin Nusayri being the very obedient Momin, Ibadat Guzar with knowledge. When he was martyred, at the first level of understanding, we would say, yes, his carnal soul was killed. But then, why is it happening 70 times? Meaning, this carnal soul consistently is being fed. How? Actually, by eating food, physical food, by listening, by seeing. All our senses act as doors. And through these doors, we invite different kinds of souls within us. And the first I said by eating, because when we eat food, animal soul, when we eat animal meat or animal products, we do get that energy. But for a Momin as Salik, it is very easy to digest that food. Now, this digestion is not physical digestion I'm talking about. Transforming that energy into rational soul. How does a Momin do that? By zikr, ibadat, ilm, being very critical of their deeds, and continue to transform that energy into higher energy, which is rational soul. Now here, one may think, oh, I should not eat animal products. I should be vegan. And I would say, no, I am not saying that. Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah has said that yes, it is important, it is good, our body needs it. We need to eat meat once a week. And instead of meat, chicken is better. So that's that part of learning to which you can do on your own, alhamdulillah, because all this knowledge is available. Whatever we eat, it has to be transformed through zikr and ibadat. Now, the important point here is that how much do we eat? That matters. A Momin eats consciously, limited portion. In fact, Momin remains hungry. Momin never eats full tummy. Why? Because they know that this food is to give them energy, eat enough to get enough energy to do what we need to do in our physical life. So Momin eats less. Then another habit which Momin has is they talk less. Talking less is very important because when we are not mindful, we can say things which may enter into the category of sinning. What we see is also important. Our Peer says that, Gnan which came to my mind, Ditya dosh kisi ko na dije. Meaning, the sins or the bad things you saw, even then you will not speak of it. You saw somebody doing bad or wrong, you will not speak about it. No ghibah, no backbiting. These are all teachings of our peers given to us. Meaning, what we are talking about here, that the characteristic of a Momin, which actually is mentioned in Pir Pindyada Jawamardi, that's how I remembered it. That a Momin eats less, sleeps less, and talks less. Three things are very important for a Momin. Talking less, eating less, and sleeping less. Why? So we continue to have this ability to do more zikr ibadat, learn knowledge, to be able to overpower this carnal soul, transform this carnal soul. So when we are listening to story of Momin Nusayri that he was killed 70 times, for us it is a teaching that this carnal soul is very powerful. Why Pir said, Man to maha badwant kahi. It is very, very powerful. And the reason it becomes powerful because we become unconscious. How unconscious? While we are eating or sleeping or talking. So Momin keeps an intentional door, a guard on these senses, every sense, to limit giving energy to the carnal soul. Constantly we are transforming this energy into the higher energy. Take the physical example, it becomes very easy. When we get hungry, our body needs food, we have to eat, we are living in this world, so we eat. And our body digests it and we get energy and waste is out. Similarly, at the level of soul, the understanding is that due to that food we eat, the energy we get through sleep, whatever we do in the physical life, eventually the purpose, the higher objective is to use that energy into higher energy. So Momin Nusayri 70 times is an allegory given to us, a symbol given to us that it continuously keeps happening. And that is why we have this concept of Navroz, that every day is a new day. For a moment, every day is a new day. Yesterday I sinned, I spoke more, I was emotional, I was eating more because I was in that situation. And I had hard time dealing with that situation. But when I went to bed, I did some Girya Uzari. I asked for forgiveness from my Imam and all those souls who I hurt probably. Today is a new day. I'm going to be mindful. I'm going to keep my guards on. I will not let go of my guards. This is an example of Momine Salik. That Momine Salik starts every day as a new day with sincere desire and intention to not repeat what had happened yesterday. Trying to learn from every experience to become better. This is what we are learning from the story of Momin Nusayri. That this carnal soul will continue to mislead us. But how many of us take the learning, and it is all through learning of this Tawili knowledge. When we learn that, we get this ability to learn from it, and with Zikr Ibadat, we get energy to implement. Because people can learn, knowledge is there. But how many of us would apply that to change the actions as well? Behavior has to change. Long life habits, bad habits, which we have built, that has to be broken. The work lies there. So Momin is Salik. That's why I say this term, Salik. Salik means who's walking, who's not standing. I'm very comfortable where I am. I go to morning and evening Jamaat Khana. I never miss Bandagi. I am this and I am that. Who is this I? This I is carnal soul. Because Momin will not talk about themselves. Momin will be very critical. So Momin detaches from this I. and says, Ya Mawla, I am sinful. I am sinful. And that is how Mu'min remains humble, which is the criteria to elevate oneself. Through humility, Mu'min Salih keeps guards on himself or herself to continue to transform this carnal soul into rational soul. And our peers have taught us the way the zikr, the Ism Azam, travels, and it goes from Nabi to our forehead, our Jabeen. When it reaches to Jabeen, now before it reaches to Jabeen, because we all get very interested, it reaches to forehead, Bhamar Gufa. But wait a minute, how would it travel to Bhamar Gufa? Nabi is our belly, right? This belly, which is receiving the food. Remember, it's a physical food, and then whatever we are receiving through our senses, we are understanding as a whole. And it is giving life to this carnal soul, giving this energy. Shaitan is always with us, always, and is looking for our weaknesses. Where do we lose our guard? No matter how much ibadat we do, if our deeds are bad during the daytime, it's not going to travel up. In order for Isma Azam to travel up, we have to have that umbrella and the coat, Imam says in another Farman. Meaning, in other words, all the time we have to have this consciousness that this is what we desire. And when we are very mindful, at that time that Isma Azam travels up to the Bhamar Gufa. This is the stage where a Mu'min Salik has overpowered carnal soul, the rational soul, with the help of Isma Azam, good deeds, with knowledge, all that goes together. It is not just Isma Azam, because the understanding of the Isma Azam is within the knowledge. Because knowledge teaches us where we are losing what we have earned. Because a moment may go daily for ibadat, but during the daytime, they are judging people, they are being backbiting, talking mindlessly, eating mindlessly. All that does not let our Isma Azam to climb up. It limits, it pushes it down. And that is why we never are able to uh, uh, keep our focus. Because generally that's the question, how do I stay focused in my ibadat? One will never be able to focus until we have understood how all these are playing a part in a moment by not letting him or her to stay focused in ibadat. Why? Because shaitan is, this carnal soul is so powerful within us. It would not let us do ibadat. So yes, we get very happy and mesmerized that peers have taught us that this Isma Azam will elevate up to the Bhamar Gufa. But for that, we need to have knowledge to know how all these are working, how this carnal soul, this man is into play. And that is why Imam, it is his name, it is his mercy that he comes to us to kill that carnal soul once, twice, thrice, every day, every moment. Mu'min Salik remains with his name. Mu'min Salik is obedient, not stupid, not naive. Bhore mane srevo, being innocent, not naive. Innocent is not equals to not having knowledge. No, that's a misunderstanding. Innocent meaning the one who is knowledgeable, wise, but is obedient. Mu'minins are wise. Mu'minins are intellectuals. How do they become intellectuals? Intellect also comes from knowledge. Akal actually comes from knowledge. So, Mu'min Nusayri's story is full of allegories, full of different higher concepts. It also has this concept of how Israel and Israfil comes to the being of a Mu'min Salik. Now this is a higher understanding. Israel is the one who seizes the soul. Israfil is the one who blows, gives the life. He blows the trumpet. Now these are terms from Quran. But actually it is about Muhammad Nusayri's story, but it is a higher understanding. Remember, Imam said, in my Farman, there are 1,000 meanings. So there are very many levels of meanings. So just briefly to give you this, understanding that how Israel and Israfil works in a Mu'min and Salih. Israel, Israfil, who are archangels, they are always active. When a Mu'min and Salih kills the carnal soul, meaning Israel seizing that carnal soul. And then Israfil blows the trumpet. It's like saying listening to the Ism Azam. For example, when Imam gave us the Ism Azam, that is an example of us listening to that name. It's like blowing of that trumpet into our being, in our soul, that we heard that Ism Azam within our being. It is like giving us that new life which we needed. And only Imam can do that. His name can do that. So when we are killing our carnal soul, how do we do that? Talking less, eating less, sleeping less. These are 3 ways, very important ways to overpower the carnal soul. And then with knowledge, we are able to look at ourselves. We are that Dr. Mola says, that check your pulse as a doctor for your own self. He's not talking about physical doctor. He's saying that you check your own soul. How is your soul doing? Be the doctor and diagnose. Are you sick or are you healthy? Are you sinning or are you doing the right deeds? All that understanding is actually from knowledge. And that is why we are all gathered here in knowledge session. We are studying Imam's Faramin, which are full of so many deeper concepts that it is difficult. It is difficult to talk about everything. But I hope whatever we did talk about today, with the help of the story of Muhammad Nusayri, one conclusion we have to remember. Those who kill their carnal soul, they are not dead. There's a hadith by Prophet Muhammad. He says, Mutu kabla antamutu. Die before you die, or die while living. Muhammad Nusayri was physically alive. The allegory here is because how? Think logic, right? If somebody has been killed and bringing them back to life, Imam can do that, no doubt about it. But the Tawili meaning here is for us to reflect and understand that why Mola is teaching us. Mola is talking about actually mutu kabla antamutu, die while living. And it is the death of the carnal soul, transforming that energy into higher energy, which is rational soul. And after rational souls comes actually Holy Spirit, which is here. So rational souls continues to go up and become one at forehead level, Bhamar Gufa level with Ruhul Qudus, which is the soul of the Imam. And Muhammad Nusayri continuously kept on doing that, killing his carnal soul with the name, the Ism Azam of Imam, with the knowledge, intellect, obedience, humility. He continued to kill that carnal soul and connect to Imam at Bhamar Gufa level. All this is possible. Now the most important, the part which I love the most is that by him elevating himself to that level, he benefited his all upcoming generations. They will not be asked questions. Now that is amazing. I recall here Aka Ali Shah's Farman, Mawla says that for a Momina, a woman who is pious and she's Momin Salik we are talking about now. He says that she can take 7 generation of future and 7 generation of the past to heavens. Why Mola gave that allegory that a woman can do that? Remember, at the level of soul, we all are women. Imam is only man. He is Marde Mutallak, we all are women. And Imam is telling to each one of us, male or female, doesn't matter, that each of us has that potential in our being, just like Momin Nusai, that we can become that reason of salvation for our upcoming generations. And Mola Akalisha says even the generation in the past, we can do that. We can, taro them, the concept of tare to tara. With his name, we can become one with him at Bhamar Gufa and get to that status where Mola says that any olad ne par evi sachai wari thashe and ene log ne puchana nathi, that his upcoming generation will also be honest and they will have no questions asked. The Noor will transmit into upcoming generations. How beautiful and amazing that learning is. This part always makes me so happy and joyous and motivates that no, I want to walk on the path. As a parent, what do we not do for our children? As siblings, we want to die for our siblings. We love our siblings so much, our parents so much. This is our family. We want to do everything possible for our family. And this is what Mola is saying, that if you are knowledgeable, this is what you will do for your family. Now, we living in the physical life, we may physically help our family, physically give resources to our family, physically advising them, physically taking care of our children, giving them education, if they are in difficulty, helping them. But what is true helping them, which is ever living, everlasting, is this knowledge. Nothing else. Because everything we do will die. But this will remain with us even in hereafter. So this is the desire of Momin Salih. Ya Mawla, give us tawfiq, ta'eed, himmat o yari to understand your farameens and walk on the path of your farameens, Mawla. Help us, Mawla. Let us be strong and firm on Siratul Mustaqim. And not only us that we elevate ourselves, but we take the whole smiley Jamaat with us. Ya Mawla, give us that ability. Ameen. Ya Rabbal. Ji.
Ameen. Subhanallah, Subhanallah. It is amazing to hear Momin Nasiri's story and understand it on a level that which we usually don't think about. 70 times of dying and Mawla reviving back. So it is amazing how it is said that Momin never dies, the soul never dies. So shukran lillah walhamdulillah, shukran lillah walhamdulillah. That's amazing. Friends, if you have any questions or any comments, you can unmute and come forward.
Yali Madad.
Malali Madad.
Yali Madad. That was amazing. Yeah, you're right, Nevin Saiba. It's amazing, NIAMAT. Very good. I've heard this before, but now again listening to you, you get extra knowledge. You know what I mean? Because at that time when I heard it, it didn't stick to me that much, but I heard again, and it really, really resonates with me. So I'm really grateful to you both. Thank you for your seva.
Shukran, Mawla. Shukran, Mawla. All due to your prayers.
And Nevin Saiba's your Giryasari was amazing. Yali Turem Kayamala to Fazalkar.
Shukran.
Really good. Mola anji seva kabul kare. And anji badi nek medu puri kare. Anke ji seva karanji Allah himma shakti ne pranam bakshe. So you can give us knowledge more, you know. May Allah give you strength to give us more knowledge. Thank you very much. Just one question. The Kalame Mola. So this we are doing Kalame Mola of Mullah Sultan Muhammad Shah's Farmans, isn't it?
This
And
is
there's another one, Kalame Mola, which is Hazrat Ali's sayings and all that, isn't it? Kalame Mola.
Yeah. So this Farman we call Kalame Imame Mubin.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for that. Kalame Imame Mubin.
Ji.
Oh, okay.
I think there are a
Because I
couple.
came to Kalame Maula and I thought, oh, that's what you are saying, you are teaching us, but no, that was different. So, yeah, this is Kalame Imame Mubin. Na?
Ji.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. Bless you all for your seva. Yali Madad.
I think there are a couple questions in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
If you can please elaborate on the sentence, your soul travels to the forehead and joins Imam's soul.
So there is a journey of the soul. You heard that concept, I'm sure. And we did touch very slightly that we do know that our being is actually made of so many souls. Yeah, mineral soul, vegetative soul, animal soul, and then there's a rational soul. So there is a travel which is constantly going on of transformation, of conversion of this energy. Whatever term you want to use, you can apply that to understand the concept. Now, and I was referring to Gyanan actually, that in Gyanan Pir teaches us that how from Nabi, Isme Azam travels up. Travels up meaning what? This is a travel when we are killing our carnal soul, meaning yesterday we got into trap of being emotional or speaking mindlessly. Why? Because we were in that situation that we lost our guard. For example, we're taking just an example. We lost our guard and we did speak whatever. But as soon as you sat down at night time and realized, oh, what did I do today? I should not have behaved like that. I know better. I should not have done that. I should not have hurt others. But I did. Why did I do that? Because I was not conscious. I was not mindful. So what did you do? At night time, you asked Maula's forgiveness. That is the travel. That exactly is the travel, meaning that you are conscious and you ask for forgiveness. That is actually traveling. But this travel is within us, in our thoughts, in our own reminder, in our own checkup, and then doing zikr, seeking forgiveness, intending to do better next, not repeating the same mistakes. All that is a part of travel. Now, if you were to do zikr, if you do sit in Isme Azam Ibadat, that all counts in travel. In other words, a Mu'min Salik uses every breath to be mindful to continue to do better. Now, by being mindful, continue to do better, we are traveling. In every breath, we are moving further. It's a journey we are traveling. And remember, being Mu'min Salikin who are willing to learn and grow, there is a constant awareness in our being. There is constant mindfulness in our being to stay in remembrance. That remembrance through knowledge, that remembrance through zikr ibadat, that remembrance while checking in our own pulse. We are traveling. And the indication of the travel is that you realize as soon as you made a mistake. Then another indication of we are traveling is that you catch yourself before making that mistake. Another indication is that you realize within you there is a thought of making a mistake, meaning shaitan enticing you to do that, to say that, to get angry or to do that. And you will say, no, I'm not going to do that. Now, all that conversation is actually example of this travel which is happening. Travel towards Imam. Nobody sees that, but it is all happening within us constantly, every moment. Because we as a rational beings, we have a choice. Do I choose this or do I choose that? But what happens due to whatever is happening in our life, all the time, it becomes at times difficult to stay mindful. That's why you have to be so much with zikr and ibadat that all these angelic, powerful names of Mawla remains with us, helps us in not sinning. That is all comes in the category of travel. Another example, you sit in ibadat, you say Ya Ali, and you are connected. That is also part of travel. All these are different examples of traveling, meaning transforming that carnal soul, empowering that rational soul. So we always behave with mindfulness. There is no mindlessly doing anything. No breath goes mindlessly. That mindful moment continues to travel up and up and up, meaning I hope that we remember all the examples. Once was after sinning, then while doing the sin, and then before even sinning, we know that. All these are stages which are happening within us. And then you continue to elevate to go towards that stage of mutu kabla anta mutu. People will say, oh, you used to be like that. You don't look the same. You don't behave the same. Yeah, I have changed. What is that change? That is that travel. That is that travel which Momin and Salik is constantly walking on the path to elevate themselves. Why? Because they are seeker of that nur. They are seeker, like want to become like Momin Nusayri. So I hope this helps.
Subhanallah. Would this be fanafillah or like stage in the process? I know you touched about stages, a little bit of process, but would this be considered as fanafillah as well?
Definitely, definitely. At the end of when we say mutu kabla anta mutu, it is truly dying. So dying is also in stages. Dying is also in stages. Like, for example, we just said, realizing after sinning, and then during sinning, and then before sinning. So this is dying of that soul. Which soul? Mischievous soul. Soul which was that whisper which was coming within us because somebody was provoking us to get angry, and we got angry. Then we realized, why did I get angry? That soul, you were able to kill that. Now, soul by soul, step by step, we are walking towards the path of becoming fana, meaning reaching that asal makan during our lifetime. We don't depend on others to pray for us. No, no, no. We are smart, intelligent people. We did not wait anybody to give us the home or give us the job when we are sitting at home. No, we went out, looked for the right jobs, and we performed good. We earned, we saved, and we got houses and comfort and whatever we needed. Similarly, for our spiritual life, we are not going to wait. We are going to walk on the path step by step to take the earnings. So we are at the process, at the stage of being with Imam during our lifetime. And that stage is also called Fanafillah or Fanafil Imam. It means the same thing. Asal Maqam, it all means the same thing. Ji.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. Friends, if you have any other questions, you can come forward.
I have this a little bit to add in this,
Ji.
fanafillah. So it's like dying before death, and it's also mentioned in Aginans that we have this Bhammar Gufa, which is right on the top of our head, which directly connects us to Mawla during our zikr. So that's ibadat, during our ibadat. So that's called Bhamar Gufa, and there are 7 chakras in our body through which the soul passes to reach the Bhamar Gufa. So so as you say, going higher or going ahead and for on the head, forehead. So it's actually not the forehead, but right on the scalp of your head, which is got the Bhamar Gufa. So that's when your soul reaches there, it can communicate with the higher being.
I was
I'm
referring
sorry.
to, I'm sure you are knowledgeable, Nilofer. You are very knowledgeable in Ginans. I am not. But I was referring to Imam Sultan Muhammad Shah's Farman when Mola in Baitul Khayal Mandli says that your Jannat is here. Imam literally does do that, points to forehead
Forehead,
and
yes.
forehead.
And the forehead.
Ji.
One
Ji,
more
Naveen.
thing that one more that you had mentioned, that dithra dosh kisi ko na dijiye. So the second line is anditha kyun kar dijiye. So when Maula says that you have to hide people's how do you say, wrongdoings,
Ji.
like you said, backbiting. So when you see the things people doing wrong, you don't mention it. So without seeing, how can you talk about it? So it's
True.
actually 2 sentences, one whole paragraph is like dithra dosh kisi ko na dijiye to andithra kyun kar dijiye. So when you're not even seeing it, how can you talk about it?
Ji. So
That's
thank you,
the
Nilofer.
thing.
Yeah. So Nilofer has pointed out to part of gossiping. When people gossip and they've not seen themselves, how can you spread that gossip because you heard from somebody saying something about somebody and then you tell somebody else? People do that. So how can you gossip when even you have not seen that dosh? And Mola says even ditra dosh kisi ko na dijiye. If you've seen somebody doing bad deeds, you don't talk about it. So this is all in the category of how to make our deeds pure. So thank you. So I see Naveen Sahaba has posted this Ginan. एजी डिठरा दोष भाई किसी को ना दीजिए तो अनडिठरा क्यों कर दीजिए जी. O moment, never attribute faults and mistakes seen by your eyes to anyone. Then how can you blame someone for an unwitnessed error? SubhanAllah, beautiful Ginan. Our peers have done a marvelous job in teaching us. Alhamdulillah.
Subhanallah, subhanallah, wonderful discussion. Friends, if you have any last comment, we'll take one last comment and then we'll end here.
And there is one more thing that you said about the fish, about that the names of the fish that were taken. This is about Khizr alayhi salam and Musa alayhi salam's conversation, I think. Khizr alayhi salam and Musa, it's in the Quran as well, mentioned in the Quran as well. And
Ji.
this is about the Khizr and Musa conversation, Hazrat Musa.
So there is a story about Hazrat Musa alayhi salam and Khizr and fish, but this is different from that story. So these two are different stories, different events.
Subhanallah. Thank you so much, Niamat Sahaba, for the wonderful session. And may Allah give us tawfiq and ta'id and himmat to kill our carnal soul as well and follow the footsteps of our peers and imamans. Thank you so much, friends, for joining. Thank you, Niamat Sahaba. Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad.